Hello everybody. Today I have some apples, but these apples are special because these are special Estonian apples. I am in Tallinn, Estonia right now, and these are two that were very commonly available at the market. I saw just about like every vendor had these, but they're two that I don't really know what they are. This one looks like something I've seen before. This looks like your typical, I don't know, like a Honeycrisp apple or something, but smaller. It's smaller than most apples. This is only like, you know, it fits between your finger and thumb. It's a tiny little apple. And not super interesting looking, I guess, but it's weird that they all had these and they're all like kind of tiny. And they also had this one, which is even odder. These ones, I feel like they had a few that were a little bit bigger, a little bit like reaching towards the size of a typical apple in the US, but these ones were just always teeny tiny, and they have like this weird yellowish, whitish kind of color. And actually, when walking through the old town here in Tallinn, which by the way is absolutely stunning, it's a medieval city, and it's been mostly preserved over all these years. So you're walking through like 700, 800-year-old streets and seeing all these old buildings. Gorgeous. One of the very, very old buildings here was a church, and I think it was a church anyway. They all look like churches. But one of them, they had a apple tree in the courtyard, and these were just like dropping down into the street. So that was the first time I saw these, and I was like, what are these apples? I've never seen apples like this. And then, of course, I go to the market later, and I see like every vendor has them. So this one I'm the most curious about. That's why I'm not going to have that one first. I'm going to have this one here. Let's try it. It's got like the same like kind of bitiness, like dry bitiness that I assume you'd get from like wine, like tart grape juice, kind of like dry mouth. A nice kind of dry mouth, you know, like it's not in a stringent really sort of way, but in like a, I don't know, like a lip smacking kind of like dry kind of taste, like a sophisticated kind of dry mouth. It's more tart than your typical apple, but not that sour. I'd say it's maybe like a 3 out of 10 on tartness. Sweetness is pretty standard for an apple. I'd say maybe a little bit less, so maybe like a 4 out of, I can't do 4, 4 out of 10 on the sweetness scale. All around good apple. Tastes like how you'd expect it to be. This one though, this one I'm curious about. Let's give this a try. Oh my god. Soft. The texture on that's really different. You know, I bit this one, it's got like a crunch. You can hear that. Try this on for size. Soft. Super, super soft. It's like biting into applesauce surrounded by a skin. Like, look at this, I can stick my finger into the apple. That's how soft it is. Like this one, I mean, maybe if I really tried I could, but this is a firm apple. This thing is soft as hell. The flavor on it is really mild too. No tartness. Sweetness is also kind of low. It's just about the same, like a 3 out of 10. I would wager that this is used for cooking. I don't think this is something people want to eat out of hand. You could, it's alright, but that texture is not appealing. If you wanted to cook with it though, this would cook down very easily. You can make applesauce with this thing without cooking it at all. You just like squeeze it in your hand and you have applesauce. So that would be a good way to use it. Out of hand, no. But people do really dig on their fruit and meat sort of dishes here. So I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's gonna like make like a roast or something and just like put like a dozen of these apples around it to flavor it. I think that's probably how it's used. It's used in like some way like that, not out of hand. In that way, I'm sure it tastes great. Like this, not so great. So I think that's about it. I'll see you next time. Bye. I want to give a special shout out to AltPod and Smarter Every Day. They are mega patrons over on patreon.com. Patreon is how this channel happens. It's how I can afford to do all the things that I do. So if you want to help me out by supporting the channel and getting some bonuses along the way, check out the description. I also have these shirts for sale. Those are in the description as well. See you next time. Bye.